Think you were coming.
Well, everybody wants it right now, you know how it is.
I just walked out of the office and shut the door.
That's what I should do.
Alrighty. Well, we'll get started on this work session for the Board of Commissioners, Weaver County. I'm here with Commissioner Gage Furr. We have Commissioner Jim Harvey online.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Jim. The first item is discussion and or action for approval of the minutes for the commission work session held on December 16th, 2024.
Motion
So
to
moved.
approve, second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Item 2 is closed session to discuss the purchase, exchange, or lease of real property. So I'll entertain a motion to go into a closed session.
Motion to go into closed session.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries. Should be. Okay, I'll take a motion to leave the closed session and return to our
So moved.
other meeting. I'll
Second.
second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Our next agenda item is a discussion regarding CJC change orders number 4 and number 5. So we have a few minutes before everyone's in the room.
Oh, yeah, we're ahead of schedule.
What happens?
Hi, Commissioners.
Hello, how are you?
Rod, good to see you.
This is Scott Brinkman. He's the
Scott
new me.
Okay.
Welcome.
I thought you were saying the new and better you.
Well, yeah.
New and improved.
Yes, new and improved update. Yeah, and we hired him and he'll be, I said, just follow me around for a few months.
Great.
Welcome, Scott.
Great.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Okay,
Case for Sharon Bowles.
and Jim Harvey's online.
Oh,
so-
Jim.
Commissioner Harvey up there.
Okay, we will now move on to agenda item 3, which is discussion regarding CJC change orders 4 and 5.
Thank you.
We have Scott Mendoza, Sean Wilkinson. I don't see Bill here. Is he gonna be here?
Oh, he was planning on it, or maybe he's
He
busy.
may have something that came up.
Rod Layton, Scott Brinkman, who's the new director. Jim, did you catch that?
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Okay, Scott.
Commissioners, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, we won't go through all the details, but what you have before you is a spreadsheet that demonstrates the result of change order 4. So we have change order 4 and 5 for you today. So we want to talk to you about these today before we present them to you in an actual change order in a commission meeting. So you might recall early on, I explained that within a change order, we have a group of what we call WCs. We have 4 WCs within this particular change order 4. The first one for 14,885.52. This is the item. We just want to bring this back for your consideration. This is the item where we had asked you how you felt about replacing that galvanized chain link fence along the west side, the entire length of the west side of the project, the CJC project, with a black vinyl coated fence. If you're willing to consider that, that item would be a part of change order 4. The next WC is for $661. It's a minor change. There was a section within the construction documents that I guess a particular very short length of gutter and heat tape wasn't shown to an existing downspout. So we had just added that and the electrical equipment there to provide the heat tape above that new gutter. So that's the change for $661. The next item is for FDC locks. FDC stands for Fire Department Connection. Those connections act like a booster to the internal fire suppression system. Fire truck can pull up and connect to that FDC and boost the sprinkler system inside the building. The fire marshal required that those have locks on them. So they're just very standard locks, and the fire department has keys. It's a good safety measure because sometimes they can become plugged or somebody can vandalize them without the lock. So that's something that we wanted to add there. The final WC item within change order 4 is street striping. So as you remember, we put in quite a bit of improvements within Jackson Avenue. Part of that was new asphalt. What we found out was that the street was actually offline of center line. And so with the improvements, we adjusted everything to be in the center of the city's right of way. So it's better now. But what that meant is that we needed to demo some striping. I mean, like kind of scrape that off the existing or remaining asphalt and then taper that in at a certain length to the striping that's in place today, the existing striping. So it had to be kind of a gradual shift back into the center or back into the existing stripes. The same thing with the white stripe on the northeasterly side of Jackson Avenue. We needed to demo some of that. And then, to be honest, some of that didn't even exist, but we didn't want to do a short section of that. So we striped the entire right-hand side of the road as you're going down towards Monroe. So that makes up
And that's a requirement.
change order 4.
Of engineering, so. Yeah,
Do you have any concerns with any of those items? Are you ready to make a decision on the black fencing? Do you want to hold on to that one, or are you fine with all these? If we present them to you as change order 4 in the future, near future.
Commissioner Harvey, do you want to weigh in first?
I don't really have any. I think we said no before, but how we do, I'm indifferent on that fencing, and I can understand the other two, so that's where I am.
Yeah, I thought we actually talked about replacing that fencing at one time, so it's. Yeah.
We did. I wasn't ready to do it.
Okay,
It sounds like Commissioner Harvey wasn't either.
okay. Well, I looked
thought
at it
it
the
was-
other day when I was up there and.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate the idea of 14,000, but you're gonna put that much money into a building. You want something when people pull up to not think that we're in the, yeah, anyway, so I'm not opposed to any of
For
them.
me, it was earlier and I wanted to know that we were gonna be under budget.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay
Okay.
with all of them.
Excellent. Then we will include that as part of your change order 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Not to confuse you, but this is change order 5. We happen to get these done right about the same time. One more. No, Bill and I are gonna share here. This is change order 5.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I think that's the same one I got.
oh, did I move it? Okay, what's the,
That's it.
okay, yeah, I
Okay, got
pulled
it.
that one off there.
Thank you. Okay.
So change order 5, again, there's 4 WCs within this. WC 22, the first one, this is the biggest one of all 4. This is for 54,983 and some change. This is an extension of time due to, this is Rocky Mountain Power's, the situation that we've been in with the power company because of the electrical gear and transformer. There's such a delay, so we did make the order as soon as we could after we knew that the project was feasible and moving forward. We got the electrical, the plan, so we knew what we needed to order. That was placed and it was out for months. So because of that, we're going to have to pay for additional time for Wadman to be on site. So the project is actually scheduled, could end as early as this February sometime, probably towards the end of February. But because we're waiting for electrical gear, we're going to have to extend the time that Wadman will be there. Waiting for the right electrical gear affects the ability to install the elevator. It can take 10 hours for that elevator to go up or down within one of their cycles. So it's costly to do that on temporary power. So we're waiting to get that done after we get permanent power in. Let's see, there's also an extension of time. So this has to do with general conditions and just paying staff to be there on site for for another 90 days.
Part of this is because at the beginning, when we were having all those water issues, testings and the site work took a little longer too, so we're no longer, we moved the dates back, so it's not just all the Rocky Mountain Power, a lot of it has to do with the original site work too, so extended our construction time back by several months, so.
Okay, that was the first one out of the 4. The next one, WC 23, is a hose bib. One hose bib was added to one of the restrooms inside of the CJC. It's going to be a big benefit because there is a fish tank that's inside of the building, and it was going to be very hard to fill, clean and refill and just manage or take care of that fish tank and some other things inside the building. So this will be a big benefit.
It's a lockable one too, so it's,
Yeah.
they don't want people to be able to.
Just turn it on.
That would be good.
Okay, the third item of the 4 is WC 24, and this has to do with condensing unit. So on the mechanical plan, it showed 2 condensing units on that plan. On the electrical plan, it only showed 1. The building requires the 2, and the 2 will be installed, but the electrical cost estimate didn't include all the power and everything necessary to get everything wired to the second condensing unit. So this is the change that comes to us because that was left off the electrical plan, which isn't really an extra. It's something that would have been charged initially if it would have been on the electrical plan. It was just an error. So this is just something that didn't show up in the original bid, but is part of the original project. The 4th out of 4, these are TV modifications. I think within this one, there were, Steve, I think there was 2 monitors added a medical exam and a medical waiting room. And the power, again, I think it was a similar situation where the electrical didn't show the conduits going to the right locations, so this makes up for that.
Thinking
there
back
any-
to some other things, we did a walkthrough of all the AV equipment and everything that, so it's a few little modifications to make it correct on what they required. Most of it just little minor things, but they added up to this amount, so.
And that was for the 2,259. That makes up all four of the WCs within change order 5. And on the spreadsheet, you can see that change order 5 is a total of 59,435. The bottom line of the change order there, let me see if I've got this here. I just want to let you know that the figure that you're seeing, the 78,936 at the bottom there, what I've got showing as a remaining budget funds. There was additional money spent on furniture, but Rod was able to bring in additional money to cover some of that. So what we'd like to do is look at the actual spending. And then we're gonna work with Scott Park, and then we'd like to come back with you in the very near future and update you on what these figures are. But when additional money was spent on the furniture and additional money came into the project, this is very close to being accurate within a couple few $5,000. We just may be about 73,000 versus the 78, but we will get back with you and update you on all of that. But this number is fairly accurate. It's just, it represents the figure before I realized that additional money had been spent on furniture. And I also didn't realize that additional money had been brought in specifically for that. But that number is very close to being correct.
So we're still under, that's what you're saying.
We're still under. Yes,
Holding on.
yes.
Commissioner Harvey, do you have any comments? I know it's hard, but you can't see these spreadsheets. Okay. I'll go to you.
Thanks. So, couple questions. At 54,900. Of that amount, how much is going to Wadman for time extension? Cause that concerns me a little bit.
$39,090.
Wow. So explain to me why that would happen. I mean, he bid the contract to completion. Why would we? You know, I've been in the construction business a while. Why do we reimburse him if it's not the owner's fault? Obviously, it's not his fault. Did he have it in his contract that he gets additional time because we knew a year ago that Rocky Mountain was gonna have a problem delivering the electrical gear. So I'm just wondering how that happened.
Well, with the original bid, they assumed that those types of things would come in on schedule. And we hadn't submitted an order for the equipment yet. So we didn't know, they didn't know, and we didn't know. We had to get the final design and then make that order to find out what it was and what time or that lead time for that equipment. And then we did get that bad news. So we've been working with Commissioner Harvey a little bit. Rod, I think his contact or communicated with Commissioner Harvey and asked kindly that Commissioner Harvey get in touch with someone at Rocky Mountain Power.
Yep.
And I think he's done that a time or two.
To push it forward.
Yeah, no,
So-
they've been contacted. We did. Kurt doesn't have any control over that,
Yeah.
and he'll
So
tell you that.
we're just doing the best we can to see what we can do to speed that up. I'm certain that if it were delivered earlier, this cost would be less. But we anticipate, based on the delivery time, Wadman being on site for an additional 90 days. So that pays for his staff time, his construction manager,
Generator.
temporary power, because it needs to remain heated. So they're gonna continue with temporary power to heat that, the heating equipment, general conditions, their insurance, their bonding. What other types? Toilets, fencing.
Well, I get all that, okay? General conditions are covered up front, you know. It's not gonna raise his bond. The bond's based on the final dollar amount. So that doesn't have any impact on his bond. So how many people are we talking about keeping up there for 90 days that don't have any work to do? Because basically the work will be substantially complete.
I think we're paying for one, is
Casey,
that correct?
Just the foreman. Casey.
Yeah, they're
That's just the
stripping,
foreman,
Casey and Greg.
39,000.
Okay.
This Wadman's cost.
So he's gonna pay one of these suits 39,000 for 3 months?
Well, I understand the costs on this. We've got a similar issue in another project, different contractor. It's over 300,000, so. So I think they're giving us a pretty good price on this in relationship to this other one, but. We could get some more follow-up from Wadman on that, but. I don't have the actual WC other than the cover sheet.
let's see if I have. See, what's this one? This 4. Yeah, let's see if I've got 5. We may have some backup as part of 5. If you're not comfortable with change order 5 yet, we're happy to process and bring you change order 4 and then come back to you with more.
I need more information on that 5, and then, and the other thing is what happens if that electric gear shows up in 30 days or 45 days? We've already authorized him 39,000. Is there a provision in there that he rebates us back?
Yeah, it would be a deductive change order, where you'd see a credit.
I need to see that before I'm comfortable with it.
Sure.
And I'd like to see substantiation on that 39,000, because those things you just mentioned, that was all covered up front in his bid.
Well, the bond that I mentioned was, not even $300.
Okay, well, so,
So, but
Give-
still, yeah,
but
I
give
understand.
me a breakdown on, I'd like a breakdown.
I'd like a breakdown too, I
So-
think, but I'm comfortable with, change order 4.
Yeah.
If you wanna move forward with that,
Okay.
maybe get some follow-up on the details behind that 39.
Yeah, and I'm good with everything other than your WC 22. If you, I'm assuming you already have that, you don't have that change order 4, so.
Before I let you
1,005.
go,
I mean, it's however you wanna work it.
yeah, we're
You've already got the paperwork.
happy to work with them and see if they want to make a change. Or if they just want to hold off until we can explain more about this particular WC on the extension of time. Here is, Commissioner Farrar, you may be more familiar with this particular spreadsheet. Project management, they do have a line here. Site supervision, so here's the breakdown and the unit cost. So here are the items. Right there, and you'll see that that's where the 39 comes from up there.
Okay.
You can see each item and then how they've extended out the cost.
So it looks like he's invoicing for a project manager and a soup. All right, I guess I need an explanation of that, because the project manager doesn't need to be on site.
Okay,
There's nothing to manage other than when Rocky Mountain Power delivers that electric gear.
Okay.
It's not like the
Yeah.
project manager has to be there. He's waiting with his hands in his pocket till the gear shows up, and then maybe there's a few hours for him to talk to the suit, but yeah, I'm not buying it.
okay,
Yeah, I feel the same way with the
I'm not
project
buying it.
wrapping up, it's just hard to understand the need for that.
Okay.
Kind of time.
Tell him I don't mind, congratulations on the try, but
That's from Commissioner Fogel.
yeah. Hey, I've been
Understood.
on that side of it. You don't get it if you don't ask.
Understood. Steve, you'll help us approach Wadman and we'll
Yeah,
get
but
some
we
more
got the
detail. on
meeting
it.
tomorrow, so we can go over it.
Yeah,
Actually, it won't be there, but anyway.
And
Yeah,
I agree with Commissioner Farrar too as well. If you want, if you can or want to move those other 4 to change order 4, I think we're all comfortable with those.
okay.
So
We'll see
they
what
don't
they
have to be
want to do.
delayed.
Yeah, either way, if they're comfortable with waiting,
Okay.
that's fine. If not, they want to put the other 3 on change order 4, we'll do that.
Okay.
But I understand, we'll get more details on the other.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Great, thank you.
Okay, that's our final item. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Well, we're back.
Motion to adjourn.
For
Those are
administrative.
administrative.
Oh,
Oh, okay, motion to adjourn.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Jim, what's your plan for these